Welcome to the 2015 edition of the Idea Software for Practical Applications webinars. Just as an introduction, we're going to take you through some of the critical areas for using Idea. Overall, we're titling this Following the Only Available Audit Trail, because for any auditor these days, in order to carry out an efficient and effective audit, you have to be able to interrogate using an electronic audit trail, and you have to know what you're looking for when you do that. If we look at what happens when you don't look where you're going, you can see how critical it is to know exactly where you're going at all times. For today's auditor, we have to be aware that the sources of information have shifted and now in many cases reside within a computer. Our overall transaction audit trails may well be discontinuous. We may not have a clear path of this transaction originated here and finished up there. The control points may well have migrated from the user's control directly inside the box, and overall the extent of manual controls have reduced. This means that unlike previous generations of operational systems, the opportunities for human judgment are less. We don't have adequate documentation, and the documentation we do have becomes absolutely critical because we've lost our hard copy audit trails in many cases. We have major problems in enforcing continuity of systems and maintaining the ones that we've got. Data custody has shifted from the user to IT, and that means we need some way of getting inside the box and looking in there. For many auditors, this means the use of generalized audit software. So the big question is, what is generalized audit software? Generalized audit software is software that comes with a set of prefabricated audit tests. The auditor doesn't have to invent it, you don't have to write programs, they're already preset for you. All you have to do is select the ones based on what you want to know. So you need to know where you're going and what you want to know. Once you've got that, then each use can be a one-off. This is an inquiry I have now. I may never have this inquiry again on these files, but it's directly under my control. I don't have to go to IT and ask them to do extractions for me. Because it's already prefabricated, it means that to develop an audit inquiry, we have lower development costs, and overall we're faster to implement. So now that I've got this generalized audit software, what can I do with it? We can use it for overall detective examination of files. So if we wish to know what the contents of a file is, we can go and look at individual records. We can extract information from them. We can do verification of processing controls. If we know that the computer is supposed to make sure that A times B equals C, we can reprocess that using our generalized audit software to ensure that the computations are accurate and complete. We can do straightforward file interrogations, and many managers are now finding that the generalized audit software is very applicable as a straightforward data mining tool. And we're starting to see it being used for management inquiries. If that's generalized audit software, where does Idea fit in? Well, Idea was designed specifically for auditors, and it's designed to make it easy for the non-technical auditor to go into an IT system and examine records, test calculations, make computations if we wish to extend invoices. We can do so if we wish to compare data on separate files and look for where non-existence is a critical function. If we want to select and print audit examples. If we want to summarize data, resequence it, we were given a file alphabetically, but we would like it by region. We can perform analyses, we can do extractions, we can look for duplicates, we can look for missing items, and we can compare the overall audit data to data being drawn in from other sources. Having said all that, what does the actual 2015 webinar series cover? Well, we start off with the idea basics, getting started and getting hold of your data initially. And that's running on the 17th of February. The second webinar looks at the complete importing of data, all file types, and the data tricks to get your data ready for analysis. And that's running on the 19th. Once we've got our data, obviously we'd like to conduct our basic data analysis. And that's running on Tuesday the 24th. On the 26th, we look at reporting using Idea. And at the start of March, we start looking at importing data from reports, from print files, from PDF files. Now that's a fairly extensive and complex task because some of the reports are extremely complex. So we have a second webinar that follows up on that, which is our advanced report importing, and that's running on the 5th of March. On the 10th, we look at using statistics within Idea. On the 12th, we look at continuous monitoring using advanced statistical analysis. And we look at the difference between continuous monitoring and continuous auditing. We look at basic script writing in Idea on the 19th, where the auditor can develop a script and hand it over to a non-technical auditor, even one that doesn't actually have Idea themselves, and they can run an executable script. On the 24th, we look at the @ functions. @ functions allow us to convert times, dates, alphabetic to numeric, numeric to alphabetic, together with things like net present values, etc. And we wrap this series with a double webinar on the 26th and the 31st of March on advanced script writing in Idea. I hope to see you all and speak to you all in the webinar series. For full details on how to book, have a look on the website at the detailed specifications. I'll see you then. Take care.